is going on? It is Friday, and we got 2 days, 2 videos after not making a video for a long time. So maybe we're back on the video wagon. I have a ton of stuff I didn't want to show off in yesterday's video because it probably would have made the video 20 minutes long. But just a ton of stuff, a couple different projects that I have started, and I don't know, man, I am super excited to make this video and put these cards away because they've been sitting on my desk for a month. So let's turn this thing around and get to it. Okie doke. Let's get into some of the additions over the past month. There's been a ton of TTMs and a ton of purchases. So I'm going to try to fly through these. Got in Tim McGraw, the country artist, via TTM, which I thought was super cool. I'm a country music fan. I just wish it wasn't in a Mets gear. Sorry, Mookie. Got in a couple Dustin Browns hockey, which I am kind of slowing down on that. Fred Couples. And then this next, let's see, I might need to reorganize some of this stuff real quick. Let's see. Okay, all of these here, these were all TTM over the past month. Got the Carlton Fisk rookie again, this time with the Hall of Fame inscription. And the rookie cup, same thing. I'm working on the Carlton Fisk run with Hall of Fame inscription. So doing very well on that, but man, he played forever. So here's a couple Raleigh Fingers. Both of these I picked up when I was in Strongsville. And then really happy to get this. This was another Strongsville pickup. And Steve Carlton's been signing his mail pretty quick these days. And this was a pretty massive TTM return. This Fran Tarkenton rookie. I've really slowed down on the football TTMs. So this next batch is all cards that I purchased. Might be on eBay, might be in Facebook groups, different online forums. And I kind of purchased them in the thought of making a video, which will have more details in the future. But all of these were purchased autographs. And then I was able to get Barry Larkin via TTM. I thought that was pretty huge. I've gotten them once before in the past. But whenever you're able to get a Hall of Famer that doesn't typically sign their mail, that's a huge get. So I was very excited to get those. Got in quite a bit of Jim Palmer's for the Jim Palmer run with Hall of Fame inscription. I'm really closing in on wrapping that one up. And then got in some Mazeroskis. So just really a great month overall. And then got some Eckersleys, and I would love to do Eckersley with Hall of Fame inscription, but I don't know how much he charges for Hall of Fame inscription via TTM. So that would be all of those. I do have a couple more over here. So I recently read that Chris Sale became the fastest player in Major League history to get to 2,500 strikeouts. And I just remember multiple conversations, discussions, that will we ever have another 3,000 strikeout guy after like Verlander or Scherzer. And I remember that kind of being a thing. And I don't think Chris Sale was on anyone's radar, at least not that I was tracking. He was the fastest. I think he did it, and it was something like 2,050 innings or so. He was able to get 2,500 strikeouts. So as soon as I heard that, I got very itchy and wanted to get some Chris Sale autographs because I had none. And so we got this 2019. Man, these autographs are gorgeous. 2020. Here's a 2021. Believe that's an image variation. This little fella right here. And then this is a 2024. So I guess he did a paid signing a while back. And the gentleman that I bought these from on eBay also included these. And so it might look like they're the same photo, but they're not. It's him signing sheets of each card. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I would not recommend you buying autographs on eBay or other groups unless you know autographs very well. There's just so many fakes out there. But, you know, when you get stuff like photos, it does help. That doesn't mean they're not fake. You know, they could have found a photo and started reproducing signatures. But it definitely helps. But man, I am super happy to get these. I was able to pick up a couple Frank Hondo Howard signed rookie cards. I met this guy once when I was in high school. I came up to Duncanville up here in Texas to meet my uncle to go to a Texas Rangers game. And Frank Howard was some type of coach at the time with the Washington Nationals. And man, this dude, granted I was in high school, but man, his hands were like massive. Man, it was like his fingers were telephone poles. And he was an elderly man. He was not young by any stretch. So I always kind of had a infatuation with him ever since then. My uncle was so excited to meet him that day. And up until that day, being honest with you, I'd never even heard of the guy. But since I've looked into his career and great career, really happy to pick these up. Both authenticated. Paid $15 a piece for these little guys. I think he passed away a couple years ago. And then last, for this video, I've recently started a fun little project. And man, I am having a blast with it. And that is Nolan Ryan oddball cards. Be it food cards, dog food cards. Heck, he even has a John Deere tractor card. Upper Deck released a set in 1994 for John Deere. And all the cards, or all the photos on the cards, are all just tractors. And he randomly is on one of the cards, and the other athlete that's in the set, that he also only has one card, is Jay Novacek. The old tight end for the Dallas Cowboys when they were winning all their championships in the 1700s. So I think that's super cool getting those. I remember this card as a kid and this card. I remember these things, man. I did not like Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. You know, in junior high and high school, thought they were kind of gross, actually. And I just remember telling my mom week after week, you know, she always asked, hey, I'm going to the store, you need anything? I'm like, yeah, can you give me a box of the Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches? Because at the time, these cards were in those boxes. You know, this came out in 93. Heck, I would have been younger than that. I would have been 11 years old. But man, this just brings me back. And then some other stuff that I've been picking up. I picked this guy up in Strongsville, and I think this is kind of what started the project, are these Hostess cards. Just think they're super cool. And then this, out of all things, a macaroni and cheese box. Are you kidding me? So you hear a lot of the vintage Bubbas in the YouTube community talk about oddball, and they like food and beverage for vintage cards. And I'm like, man, that's super cool and super expensive. So, and you can do this for so cheap. Um, you know, just off the top of my head, George Brett's another guy that just has a ton of just weird, quirky little cards like these. And there's just so many players that have so much cool stuff like this. You know, if you're a player collector. So I've been having a blast, man. These things have been really cheap. I think I paid, it was less than $2 shipped for the two cards on the left. I think I paid maybe $2.50 or $3 shipped for the one on the right. And then I don't remember what I paid, but I do remember feeling I overpaid for the hostess card there in Strongsville. But I was there, the card was there, the money was there. So we just purchased it. So you could probably expect to see more of these Nolan Ryan kind of different cards, food and beverage cards in the future. Hell, I'll even probably get some of them signed just because I absolutely love autographs. But that is that. So until next time, adios, be safe, bye-bye, doodles.